Hi guys! Social inequality is inherent in many capitalist countries, and America is a clear example of property imbalance. But poverty in the USA is very different from poverty in Russia and third world countries. And what exactly are the differences? See in today's video. Well, don't forget to like and leave a comment. Let's go! For reference, the unit poverty level in all countries of the world is equal to a daily income of no more than $1.9, and the poverty threshold is $5 per day. America recognizes its citizen as beggar if his daily income is less than $22.6 or $700 per month. For the poor, the income level is higher. Who is poor American? In the country, all incomes are considered in annual terms. For 2022, the poverty line approved by the USA Congress is the base value is at around $12,140 per year. That is $1,011 per month. Subject to such income or less, needy citizen is officially recognized as poor. He is provided with a social bank card. It will receive $200 per month for the purchase of food. The American government has divided the poor into the following categories: able-bodied citizens whose annual income is less than $12,140 per year, pensioners with an annual income of $20,900, tramps, and homeless people. Each group of poor people receives certain types of assistance. Pensioners are exempted from paying income tax in the first place. The homeless are placed in shelters or social fund apartments for decent living. Outright vagrancy is pacified by following people who are prone to addiction, drug addicts and alcoholics, and also illegal immigrants and people with mental disabilities became homeless. Any middle-class American family can become destitute if one of the spouses loses his job. The reason is that most of these families pay a mortgage for housing, and losing a job means embarking on survival path. How they live? According to preliminary statements, the Department of Statistics, about 13% of the American population are the poor of all categories, which is 46 million citizens. Despite a growing GDP of 3.5% per year, the needy in America is becoming more and more. The United States is still in the wake of the global crisis of 2008. As a result, the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. On a note, the level of inequality between rich and poor citizens in the United States is 1 to 15 to 18. This ratio is very similar to the official data in Russia. Also unofficial in Russia, the inequality is 1 to 25 to 30 and even to 40. Distance is wealth inequality does not suit part of the American population. Among the disadvantaged, the majority consists of poor educated citizens with low qualification. This mass of radicalized residents is dominated by people of color, immigrants from Latin America and African Americans. The white population has a higher degree of vocational education and dispersed in high-paid jobs. Moreover, it's 80 million more than colored. The machine of the state apparatus is trying in every possible way to reduce the intensity of patients, pay off providing the poor with the following social bonuses: benefits for the rent of living space, food cards, household appliances, computer and mobile phone, assistance in purchasing a car, the right to free visit to cafes, cinema and hairdressing salons, medical insurance of federal or regional significance, free school meals for children from low-income families. This is not the whole list of targeted assistance. In fact, it's much wider. Owning not one but two cars and going on tourist trip abroad is par for the cause for low-income Americans. The new poor in the USA. Since 2008, many middle-class Americans have joined the poor people in the USA. A year later, the country began to talk openly about malnutrition. Citizens left without work and housings were in despair. However, there were no open protests. Also, 9 out of 10 Americans found themselves in a difficult financial situation. After the market crash, the number of poor in the country jumped to 50 million people. Over the years, the number of those in need has decreased by 10%. The problem of an impoverished and starving American population has been tacitly called the silent crisis. The situation was similar to the Great Depression of the 30s of the last century. The significant mass of people adapt to the new life, agreeing to the least paid jobs. This helped them stay afloat. Most of income goes to the maintenance of housing. The remaining amount is spent on food, clothes, mobile communication, and the internet. A real example of one pull from the Guardian newspaper. After 2008, the woman is forced to work as a food clerk in the Facebook cafeteria. Her salary is $2,850 per month. She gives $2,000 for rent, where they settled with their daughter. The rest of the money the family spent sprightly until the next paycheck. In terms of income, a woman is not poor and cannot qualify for target assistance from the state. Why desperation? According to statistics, people in rich countries live longer. Almost all citizens received medical services. There is free access to food and drinking water. But recently, the benefits of civilization are not enough for all those who are below the poverty line in the United States. As a result, the real life expectancy, 78 to 70 years, is less than it could be, given the wealth of America. The traditionally depressed states of the South, such as Mississippi, Louisiana, and other regions of the Black Belt, are famous for the lowest life expectancy. This place has such a name not by chance, since for the most part it is inhabited by African Americans who live even outside the big cities in rural areas. And if in the richest states people live well over 80, then in the poorest states, for the most part, they don't live reach 77. The last research by N. Case, an economist professor at Princeton University, has relevated that white Americans are especially bad at modern depression. And these are citizens with education not lower than secondary. This category of people has an upward trend of death from despair, which result in suicide, drugs, and alcohol. Interesting fact. In countries such as Russia, the poor can start a household plot and survive the lack of money eating crops from the garden. Along with this, in the United States, such a way out of a difficult situation is practically excluded. Most states have a number of restrictions on crop and livestock production. Most states have a number of restrictions on crop and livestock production. White-collar workers are forced to use ration cards and give ready-made food at food distribution points. Take away and share. In general, the states intend to recognize the policy of social inequality. First of all, the reforms will affect taxation in the country. The urgent needs was clearly stated in the World Inequality Report 2018, where America has a special role to play. According to the author of the document, developed countries need to receive the social structure in a short time. According to the Chance fiscal doctrine, to combat poverty in the United States, Congress may consider the following steps: introduce more thorough progressive taxation, conduct an inventory of the country's assets, ensure equal access of citizens to education and work, organize additional investment in healthcare. Supporters of this program don't offer radical steps to take wealth from wealthy citizens with subsequent distribution to the poor. It's just that at the moment the Treasury is experiencing a shortage which doesn't allow the government to maintain the desired level of poverty in the United States. And given that in 2022 in the United States only the lazy does not talk about the crisis, then it may still be more interesting to spin. There are enough people in America who are under the patronage of the state and don't want to change anything in their lives. Of course, poverty in the United States and a similar phenomenon in the leading countries of Latin America, Africa, Asia, and even Russia are not compassion. But even prosperous states have a layer of poor people, and falling below the poverty line in America is quite simple. So guys, if you like this video, like it, subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye bye.